Have you seen these videos on YouTube? There's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them. This is a trend that's been going on for, I don't know, a couple of years now. I have an answer to this that I want to share with you. These videos, I'm 29 and why I avoid people. I'm 45 and this is why I avoid people. I'm 62 and this is why I avoid people. Well, I'm 70 and I'm going to tell you why people avoid you. Because you're a bummer. All right? You're a bummer. And you know what? It gets worse with age. All those nasty beliefs and bad habits and rude mannerisms and uh, bad mojo that you bring with you from your 20s, 30s, and 40s are 10 times worse if you make it to your 70s. Okay, that's what you have to look forward to. All right. Now, I understand. I totally understand avoiding people. And I think it's such a nice, cozy, warm and fuzzy place to be. Isolated into your own little bubble. Okay, but what happens? Okay, say you finally decide to leave your house and go to a social event. Okay, here's what happens. The fun people are over here. You're over here with the bummer because the bummer will be attracted to you. It's like you put a magnet on you saying, if you're a bummer, come see me. This is what's going to happen. Nobody wants to be with this lady. Okay. All the fun people are over here because they all know each other. They hang out with each other. They know that their group is the fun group. This is like high school personified. You got to be in the clique. And if you're not in the clique, you sit at the bummer table. Yeah, that's what happens. So beware in your younger years. If you alienate yourself and isolate yourself from people, you're going to be sitting at a table with a bummer, like it or not. Everywhere you go, there's people, 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 people. How many people can this planet even support? You go to the supermarket, somebody's always in your way. Somebody's always reaching over you to get something off a shelf that you happen to be standing in front of because you're in the way. Yeah, that is not an enjoyable experience for me anymore at all. Grocery shopping, I have not done in a couple years. I order my stuff online and get it delivered to my door, and that to me is the only civilized way to get groceries anymore. The other thing is the parking lot. I've already talked to you about parking lot dangers. Why would you want to put yourself in a situation to be alone in a parking lot? Not good, not a good idea, especially if you're 70. Let's go somewhere calming and relaxing and talk about this a little more. Let's get out to nature. I feel better already. I can breathe better already. Nature. Look at this. As long as nobody can find you, you're fine. But the next thing you know, somebody will set up camp right over here. Yeah. They'll put a little tent. They'll bring their sleeping bags. They'll light a little campfire. They'll have screaming kids, probably. You know, the only place you can go, maybe, and have a little bit of peace, quiet, and solitude is here. Yeah, look at how overcrowded it is. Yeah, they even put a sign up, sorry, we're sold out. There's no place to go. There's no place left to go. So if you don't like people, you don't want to be around people, these are your choices. You're even going to be surrounded by people in the cemetery. Like it or not. Do you think that these people wanted to be neighbors? No, they just ended up there. Yeah. It makes cremation look so much more desirable. And just have somebody scatter your ashes in this location, this other nice natural location we were in before. The nature scene. Yeah. This is your forever home. Okay, do you want to be in this neighborhood? Uh, this brings to mind a story of back from my high school days. I must have been 16 years old. I don't know. I was already driving. Me and a couple of my friends decided we were going to skip school one day. We drove around the little city where we lived, and in the middle of the city was this cemetery. And in the middle of that cemetery was a crematorium. And being the cocky 16-year-olds that we were, we drove up and we wanted to get a better look. So here comes the caretaker, the crypt keeper, crotchety old man, little old man. Do you kids need some help? And we're like, yeah. We're doing an article for our school newspaper about the cremation process. Can you tell us more about it? He's like, sure, kids, follow me. He not only told us the whole story, he took us in the crematorium, showed us the oven where they do the cremations, showed us the waiting room. There was like 2 or 3 caskets waiting in line to go through the oven. And yeah, we got to see how the process works. And the guy was very educational. He says, kids, you have 2 choices. You can either be buried in the ground and rot like a piece of meat for 10 years, or you can go and be cremated, and it's clean, quick, easy, and done. That kind of stuck with me. It kind of made me think about it. Think about it. Do you want to rot in the ground like a piece of meat for 10 years? Wow. Yeah, the crypt keeper. Yeah, so I mean, today, you know, I live in Las Vegas, and it seems like the trend here is towards cremation. And I don't know how I got on this subject, but I don't know if it's because it's such a transient community here, and people's, family roots are back east somewhere. A lot of people will ship their bodies back to their hometown. Can you imagine the cost of something like that? Yeah, so where do you want your forever home to be? Do you want to be in one of these crowded neighborhoods? Or do you want to be out in nature? When both of my parents retired in Las Vegas and they both passed away here, and both of them were cremated. And what we did was scattered their ashes at Red Rock Canyon, which is federally owned land, and you're not supposed to do that there. But nobody stopped us either. We released balloons. We said a few words. We played music. It was really beautiful. It was really beautiful. And we scattered both my mom and dad at the same time. Yeah. Some people, it's my understanding, have scattered their parents' ashes in the casinos. At their favorite casino. Maybe in the ashtray or something. Put a few ashes in the ashtray. Can you imagine? God. But back to nature, I think, is the way to go. Here, this neighborhood here, I think I would have to pass. Here in Las Vegas, I don't think we have these old cemeteries like they do in other states. I know that when I was getting information for my mother's cremation, one of the funeral homes had a cemetery located right behind it. So, one-stop shopping, right? Boom, boom, and you're done. They also had this place called the Scattering Garden. The Scattering Garden, which was in way at the far end of the cemetery. And this lady walked me out there and said, well, here's where we scatter the ashes. I'm like, oh, isn't this nice? It was like a pavered patio with a couple of benches and a praying angel overlooking the patio. And then there was a block wall behind it. And on the other side of the block wall was a Smith's supermarket parking lot. For people that don't know, Smith's is the same as Kroger's in other states. Yeah. So, The thought I had was, oh my God, I am not going to scatter my mother's ashes here. I'm not going to let them scatter her ashes so they blow into the supermarket parking lot. I took her out to Red Rock Canyon, and a beautiful place. In fact, if you're ever visiting Las Vegas, make sure you stop at Red Rock, say hi to my mom and dad. Yeah. Okay, so I went down a wormhole. All right. It's hard to do a video without going down wormholes. One thought leads to another. Pretty soon you're doing the weave. The weave. Okay, I'm not going to say any more about that. But how does this relate? How does isolating yourself from people relate to your forever home, where you're going to end up? Well, first of all, you got to let somebody know what you want. All right. Nobody wants to guess where you want to be at the end, or how you want to go out, or how you want to be taken out. My husband's already told me he's going to donate my body to science because when you do that, you get the cremation free. I was horrified when he told me that. It's still kind of horrifying to me. But after I thought it through, I realized that donating your body to science is it's a humane thing to do. You might be helping somebody else out. Okay? So why not? It's free. It's free and it's useful. And you might as well be useful on your way out. Yeah. As far as not being around, wanting to be around people at age 29, I can only tell you that it's a long life. And if you isolate now, you're going to spend a lot of years by yourself because people have the same attitude towards you. You don't want to be around them. They don't want to be around you. You avoid them. They avoid you. It's funny that you put off that vibe. Yeah. You will put off that stay away from me vibe, and people will stay away from you. It's funny how that works, isn't it? Yeah. So, just a little food for thought. I think a little bit of isolation is really good for you. And I would much rather isolate than be around people that don't make me happy. If you find one or two that do make you happy, spend as much time with them as you can. Okay? And what are your thoughts on it? How do you like being around people? Do you find people more annoying as you get older? Let me know in the comments. And how do you want to go out? Do you want to be in the crowded neighborhood? Or do you want to be in nature? I vote for nature. I'll talk to you in the next one, everyone. Have a great day. Think about it. Bye.